All right, so yeah, live stream out of nowhere. This is as much of a surprise for me as it is for you guys, but I've been so busy, guys. I completely forgot that PAX East was even happening this week. I completely forgot. I've been working on so much other stuff, and with the new job and everything, I've just been super busy. But I was like, you know what? You know what? Final Fantasy 16 comes along and reminds me, oh yeah, there was a fucking gaming show this week. Like, okay, sure. All right. So Final Fantasy 16 was at PAX East, and I haven't seen the presentation yet. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but apparently, from what I've heard, this thing is hype. Okay, this thing is incredible, from what I hear. All right, so we're gonna live react to this. We're gonna go into this baby. Let me just check YouTube, make sure everything's fine. Because again, I really didn't have a. Oh shit, I need to upload a thumbnail, don't I? I need a thumbnail. Yeah, crap. All right. Well, you know what? You know what? You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. All right. I will just upload a thumbnail later. Yeah, I'll upload a thumbnail later. It'll be fine. All right. So, Final Fantasy 16. Apparently, this shit was amazing. Apparently, this shit is hype. So we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna look into it. Again, I just woke up this morning and I was seeing like all the people posting videos, and like all the titles are like raving about this stuff, talking about how incredible it is. So I'm expecting a lot out of this, to be honest with you. I'm expecting a lot out of this. Also, can we just take a look at the PAX logo over here? Like, this looks so retro. Like, this looks so 1990s, but you know what? I'm here for it because I am a product of the 90s. I was born in the 90s. So, this is my jam right here. I like this style. I like this style. I like the retro style. Let's go. Reminds me of my childhood growing up. All right. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and dive into it because, I, it's just kind of a surprise live stream. So let's just go ahead and dive into this thing. It's about 20 minutes long. So we'll look at it. We'll talk about it. We'll have a quick discussion. And yeah, this thing better live up to the hype it's getting online. It really better. All right. So just volume just a little bit and let's dive into it, baby. Let's go.
で改めてファイナルファンタジー16ちょっと紹介させていただきます。
All right, so next we're going to talk a little bit about the game itself.
ファイナルファンタジー16皆さ
Hold on. Let me see if I can get. Yeah, there we go. Closed caption.
んもちろんご存知の通りだとは思うんですけど、35年の、長寿フランチャイズであるファイナルファンタジーシリーズの最新作、そして16作目のナンバータイトルがこの16になります。
So again, what is Final Fantasy XVI? Well, Final Fantasy XVI is the newest numbered title in the Final Fantasy series, a storied franchise with over 35 years of history.
で最近若いジェネレーションのプレイヤーの方、ファイナルファンタジーシリーズよくわかんない、遊んだことないんだよねという方、まあ16作目なのでどうしてもこう1から遊ばなきゃいけないのかなというふうに思う人もいるかもしれないんですが、ファイナルファンタジーシリーズ必ず独立した物語、世界観、キャラクターを持っているので、安心して初めて遊んでいただくファイナルファンタジーにこの16、チョイスしてもらえるので、ぜひですね、今まで遊んだことのないという人はこの16ぜひ注目していただきたいです。
All right, and so what is it that makes this Final Fantasy series unique? Is that, however, despite the fact that the titles are numbered, each one is independent from the others. It features its own story, its own characters, its own systems, and its own feel. And Final Fantasy XVI is no different in that sense.
Which, honest to God, does make Final Fantasy a lot easier for new players to get into as compared to something like Kingdom Hearts. Because, Kingdom Hearts is one continuous story. But, yeah, Final Fantasy has always been the easier series to get into from a story perspective, because each number title is, it's its own thing. It's its own thing with its own spinoffs. So you can jump into Final Fantasy 16. You don't have to know shit about any of the other games. So that's one advantage this series has always had.
And so it should be just as accessible to a newcomer to the franchise as it is to a longtime fan. Players will not need to play any of the games before this to fully enjoy Final Fantasy 16. But of course, it's okay if you do.
Gotta make that money.
我々開発チーム4つの、ポイントをこだわって作ってきました。
So one thing that we've talked about
Wait a minute.
repeatedly,
Hold up.
is how we built this game on pillars.
4つの、
Is that a real dog? I mean, I know it's not alive, but is that like a taxidermy thing? Like he took a dog and had it, a dead dog, and like had it stuffed and stuff? Like that's got to be just a toy, right?
ポイントこだわって作ってきました。
So one thing that we've talked about repeatedly is how we built this game on 4 pillars.
その1つ目、まずはストーリーです。
So first and foremost of those pillars is story.
今回、ファイナルファンタジー16ではシリーズ原点回帰としてハイファンタジーの世界で、奥の深い物語、それから謎、政治的な要素たくさん、詰め込んで若い世代のプレイヤーから、僕今年50歳ですが僕のようなおじさんゲーマーまで全ての年代の人に、楽しんでもらえるストーリーを一生懸命作ってきました。
So with Final Fantasy XVI, it's always been our aim to bring back the series to its high fantasy roots, exploring these complex themes such as justice and values, while weaving a deep and sweeping narrative.
All right, I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm hearing. I've been wanting it to go back to the high fantasy stuff for a while. I think it's really needed to do that.
Out on their own, but also with older players like me. I'm going to be 50 years old this year, and we already know how harsh the real world can be.
そして2つ目、もちろんそのストーリーを彩るキャラクターこだわってきました。
And our second pillar is our characters.
キャラクターはですね、今回国のすべて、そして愛する弟を失ったクライブ・ロズフィールドという男の復讐から物語幕を開けますが、さまざまな登場人物、価値観、それから脅威、いろんなものがこうぶつかり合って群像劇のように、キャラクター描かれていきます。ぜひご注目ください。
All right, while our main focus of Final Fantasy XVI is, and the narrative is fixed upon Clive Rosfield as he seeks vengeance for the loss of his nation and his family, our game features a vast ensemble cast of compelling characters, each unique in their own backgrounds and motivations. And their stories, players will watch unfold around Clive's in this veritable clash of wills.
そして3つ目、やはりシリーズ期待されるのがグラフィックス。今回はプレイステーション5のパワーを使ってですね、現在僕らができうる限りの、グラフィックスクオリティ追求してきました。
And of course, we cannot forget graphics. Our team has worked very hard to create this unparalleled
Square
visual
Enix,
experience
they love them
that is only
graphics.
possible with the power of the PlayStation 5.
You are Square Enix?
I'm Square Enix, not Sony.
Not Sony?
Not Sony.
Oh, it's okay.
We love you, Sony. The power of the PlayStation 5.
そして4つ目、バトルシステムになります。
And finally, and possibly most importantly, is our battle system.
今回は特にですね、シリーズ初のチャレンジとしてリアルタイムのアクション、バトルというところに、ものすごくこだわって作ってきました。
And so our dedication has been to create this exciting combat system that, for the first time in the series, introduces full real-time action combat.
特にですね、今回召喚獣にフィーチャーした召喚獣同士の激突を描いた召喚獣合戦、これら全ての要素でまるでハリウッドの超大作映画をその手でプレイしているような感覚をぜひお届けしようと思ってます。
Players will get to experience this thrilling summon versus summon battles, which put Clive in control of an icon of his own to carry out battles on a massive scale. The Final Fantasy series has long been described as a cinematic experience, but now we can truly liken this to actually playing a Hollywood action blockbuster.
では喋ってばっかり
Okay,
だと
that's an interesting way to
この
phrase
4つの
it.
ピラーまとめてダイジェストでカットシーンだったりバトルだったり召喚獣バトルだったりいろんな要素を入れた動画用意してますのでご覧いただこうと思います。
All right, but talk is cheap, so we've prepared a short video of captured in-game footage showcasing the 4 pillars. Let's start.
Let's do it, baby. Let's go. I want to see this footage.
I only stand here today because of Joshua. 13 years I've waited for this chance. I've slept in filth, drunk from a gutter, killed more men than I can count.
Oh, ooh, okay. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. Oh, I've seen those enemies in Final Fantasy before, but I forget what they're called.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
Now I think she's going to be an ally, isn't she? A party member. I don't think we have playable party members, but we have like AI party members, like you know, in Kingdom Hearts, which I'll take it. All right, we got more of the kaiju battles. Damn, okay. Is that Titan? Wow, okay. All right, all right, all right. That was sexy. That was sexy.
まあ今日のパネルまだまだビデオをご用意してますので、ぜひ最後まで楽しんでいってください。
And that is not the only video we're going to be showing you. We have many more videos to be showing you today, so please look forward to them as well.
今見ていただいたような、シーンすべて、リアルタイムに描いておりますし、ローディング画面一切ありませんので、ジェットコースターのような体験をお届けしていきたいと思ってます。
And everything you saw here, this is not pre-rendered. This is all running in real time in engine. It is a veritable roller coaster ride of a game.
Okay.
では続いてちょっと世界観
Alright,
に
good shit.
触れていきたいと思います。
All right, next we'd like to talk a little bit about the world.
今回XVIの物語の舞台バリスゼアと言います。5つの国家と1つの自治領で構成されています。
All right, so the realm of Valisthea is made from 5 different nations and 1 neutral city-state.
このバリスゼアには巨大なマザークリスタルと呼ばれる存在がいくつか点在しています。これは、現実の世界でいう油田のようなものだと覚えておいてください。
So across the realm can be found the mother crystals, these towering wellsprings of life and magic around which civilization thrives. One might think of these as oil fields.
そのマザークリスタル
Okay,
から
that's
溢れ出
interesting.
るエーテル、まあこれが石油のようなも
Kind
の
of
です
reminds me of
エーテルを使って
Final
暮ら
Fantasy
してい
VII
た
a
んです
little
が
bit.
いよいよそのマザークリスタルか
You
ら
know, like with the
溢
Shinra
れ出る
Company and
エーテル
stuff
が
and
爆
Mako.
発し始めたというところから物語は始まっていきます。
And these oil fields, these mother crystals, are where the realm gains its energy that powers their everyday lives, the ether, which can be compared to oil. And so this
There you
resource,
go.
however, proves to be finite. And because of that, this bitter struggle arises amongst the nations over control of what little remains.
結果マザークリスタルを奪い合う戦乱の時代が訪れるということになります。
And that brings us into the current age of war and strife.
では続いて動画もう一本いきましょ
All right, and we have another video that's going to showcase our areas.
う。ここではですねこの冒険の舞台バリスゼアをいろんな地域ウォークスルーでまとめてありますのでご覧いただきましょう。
And so we're going to be showing some of the areas that are available for exploration in Final Fantasy XVI with this short walkthrough video. Let's begin.
Now, this is what I've heard is like really, really hype from people. It's like the look of the world, the visuals. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. This is what I've heard is really the hype part of the presentation. Okay, yo. Yo. Damn, dude, look, this looks good. Wow. Yo, see, this is one of the reasons I've been waiting for them to get back to the fantasy aspect, like the high fantasy stuff. It's because I've wanted to see what they can do with that concept in Final Fantasy, but with the latest technology and HD graphics and everything. And this is why. This looks fan-freaking-tastic, bro. See, like, this is how I imagine, like, older Final Fantasy games, like 1 through 6 looking like, but, you know, if they were made today in HD graphics, like, this is really good. I mean, this is really, really good. Oh, dude, this is sexy. This is really sexy. I'm not gonna lie. All right, damn.
ありがとうございます。
Give him props, man. Give him some freaking props.
今ご覧いただい
That
た
world
映
looks
像すべ
looks
て、カット
beautiful.
シーンなどではなく、プレイヤーの皆さんが主人公クライブ・ローズフィールドを、実際に赴き、探索し、バトルをするエリアになってます。
And again, what we just showed you is these are not cutscenes. These are all areas that Clive will be able to go to and explore and have battles.
ぜひですね、この16の世界、バリスゼアの、世界を冒険するのを楽しみにお待ちください。
And again, we hope you have fun exploring the world and hope you look forward to it.
続いてセクションとして進むのが、キャラクター、特にファイナルファンタジー16の世界で非常にユニーク、現実と違うのが召喚獣、そしてドミナントという存在になります。
All right, next we'd like to shift focus to our characters, specifically the dominants, these wardens of the elements and the keepers
So
of the
these are all
icons
the
that play such a
dominants.
central role in our narrative.
このバリスゼアの世界には
Hold on a
召
second.
喚
Let me
獣という
pause for
圧
one
倒的
second. I want to look at this. Let's see. We got Phoenix. We got Shiva. All right, so she is Shiva's dominant. All right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That made sense. This guy's Ramu. This guy's Titan. This girl is crap. What's this? I can never remember the name of this one. Who is that? Is that Bahamut? It's not Bahamut, is it? And then we've got this guy for Odin. Which for the longest time I thought it was going to be Ixion. That would be the thunder icon, but no, it's Odin. All right.
な力を持った存在がおり、20メートルほどのものから、全長120メートルのような巨大なものまで、様々に登場してきます。
But what are the icons? The icon is a Final Fantasy XVI name for what fans of the series will know as the summons. These mythical, giant, magical beasts of legend, capable of taking out entire nations if not kept in check. In Final Fantasy XVI, their size ranges from 60 feet to over 350 feet tall.
そしてこの巨大な召喚獣をその身に宿し、人でありながら召喚獣へと変身していく、そんなキャラクターのことをドミナントと呼んでいます。
But unlike other Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 16's icons are not summoned, but it is the dominants who literally become the icons themselves.
このドミナントたち
So basically Jin Cherokee from Naruto, more or less. It's Jin Cherokee and Tailed Beast. All right, I'm here for it.
国によっては、非常に敬られている場合もありますが、奴隷のように兵器のように扱われるなど国によって扱いが様々に違います。
But icons are not just about battle. In Final Fantasy XVI, we deeply explore the backgrounds of each one, and we find that their fates vary greatly based on where they reside. Some are revered as heroes, while others are forced to fight and are treated as slaves.
この召喚獣の
See, that also sounds very similar to Jin Cherokee and Tailed Beast, because in some villages in Naruto, and I know I'm talking about Naruto in a Final Fantasy video, but it's so similar. In some villages in Naruto, like Tailed Beast are revered, or, you know, they're treated as, you know, allies, like, you know, Killer Bee and the Eight Tails, for example, in the Hidden Cloud Village. Whereas in the Hidden Leaf, Naruto and the Nine Tails were feared for the longest. So, you know, again, just there's a lot of parallels between this whole dominant icon situation and Jin Cherokee and Tailed Beast.
力を宿したドミナントたちの、葛藤とか理想とか、苦悩、そういったもの、価値観も含めてそういったもののぶつかり合いが、16のドラマ性の一つとなっています。
Again, one of our central points of our narrative is going to be learning what drives these dominants. What are their aspirations and what are their desires? Why are they fighting? And what are they fighting for?
ではここで、 主人公のクライブ・ローズフィールドを紹介させていただきます。
All right, now let's take a quick look at our main protagonist, Clive Rosfield.
今回物語の主人公クライブ・ローズフィールドと言いますが、こちらねスクリーンショットご覧いただくと分かるように、今回物語はクライブの少年期、青年期、壮年期、この3つの時代を壮大に描いていきます。
And so, our story in Final Fantasy XVI follows Clive Rosfield through 3 important stages of his life. As you can see here from the left, his teens, his 20s.
I'm
and
really
his 30s.
interested to see how they're going to do these time skips. I'm really interested to see how that's going to work out in the story.
自身がしっかり理解するためにも、彼の少年期からじっくり追うことでですね、彼の考え方とか、そういったものが理解できるようにゲームデザインされてます。
By experiencing firsthand these events that shape and mold Clive, we can better understand, the player can better understand what it is that motivates him and why he eventually becomes the person that he does.
物語の序盤、このクライブはその弟を殺された復讐というものに取りつかれた状態で始まります。その旅
Oh, that is a toy. That is a toy dog that he's got. Because that dog is the same as this dog. Yeah, okay. They gonna sell one of these? Because I kind of like to have this dog. I'm not gonna lie.
旅路がどんな結末を迎えていくのか、ぜひ、皆さんの手でお確かめいただければと思ってます。
Our story starts with Clive obsessed in his pursuit of revenge for the loss of his brother. But across his journey, that will slowly change through chance encounters that ultimately open his eyes to a whole different world.
ただですね、もちろんこのちょっと孤独な男クライブですが、彼にはこのね、心強い相棒のトルガルがいます。
But Clive is not alone in his journey and is accompanied by his faithful hound, Torgal, who in addition to being soft and lovable and such a good boy, is fiercely
very
loyal
good
and a
boy.
deadly fighter. He's a good boy. Such a good boy. Oh.
というわけでですね、ぜひこのトルガルの活躍にもご注目ください。
So yes, the story is not only about Clive, but it's Torgal's story as well.
そして何より今回我々、大きな挑戦をしてきた、コンバットシステムですが、2大要素をご紹介していきます。
All right, and finally, let's talk a little bit more about our twin-tiered battle system that I mentioned before.
まず一つ目がクライブ自身がさまざまな召喚獣の力を得て召喚獣アビリティを駆使して戦う召喚獣アクションというものがあります。
So Final Fantasy XVI's combat can be split up into two different types. The first being player versus enemy battles, in which Clive himself fights against creatures using a customizable combination of unique and powerful iconic abilities acquired from the different icons he meets along his journey.
このアイコン、召喚獣アクションですが、プレイヤー皆さんの手で、新しいアビリティを取得したり成長させたり強化することができますので、ぜひ自分ならではのクライブをカスタムしていくというところもぜひ楽しんでいただければと思ってます。
Many different abilities can be learned and upgraded and customized in a way that's going to match each player's play style.
そしてもう一つ大きなバトルの柱、先ほどから紹介している召喚獣同士が激突する召喚獣合戦になってます。
And our second type of battle are the icon versus icon battles, in which Clive himself becomes an icon to clash with other icons.
この召喚獣合戦、そのシチュエーション召喚獣同士の戦いにおいてさまざまなシステム、いろんなゲームデザインを用意してあります。なのでかなりユニークなゲーム体験になっているのではないかなと思ってます。
These unique massive scale encounters are all created from the ground up to have this unique feel to each of them, that it's not going to be the same every time.
ではここでまずはじめにそのクライブ自身の召喚獣アクションの一部をぜひ動画にまとめましたのでご覧いただきます。召喚獣バトルはまた後で触れていこうと思います。
Okay, so next up, we have a video that's going to showcase the first type of battle, the one that showcases Clive's iconic abilities. As for the icon that clashes, we have another video for later in the presentation. So let's watch this first one on iconic abilities.
All right, let's get some gameplay up in this mother. Let's get some gameplay up in this mother. All right. Oh, there's Shiva. Shiva's dominant. So we do have AI party members. Right, that's not bad.
ありがとうございます。
Not bad at all.
Thank you very much.
まだまだ、クライブの召喚獣アクションのコンビネーションありますので、この後のね今日だけじゃなくて、情報公開でももっと凄まじいコンビネーションアクションもねご覧いただく機会作っていこうと思いますので楽しみにしていてください。
All right, and again, what you saw in this video is only a fraction of the different type of combinations that are available and achievable through our unique system. And so we hope to release more of that information in the near future.
All right, was that it? Let me just check real quick. Make sure there's not anything else that we need to look at. Final. I mean, that felt like it ended abruptly. Hold on. Final Fantasy 16. PAX East. So let me make sure. Because that felt like it ended way too soon. I guess it was. This is showing the icon battle.
Right, as the story progresses, Clive gets more used to his icon. The battles will get speedier and more complex and more challenging. And again, showing you too much of these may result in some major spoilers, but we did put together a quick video that shows you just enough. So let's take a look at some of those icon versus icon battles.
All right, see, this is different. What kind of monster is that? Typhon? Like from Greek mythology? Yeah, I can tell these fights, like these icon fights, are going to be really, really fun. Like this looks fun. Like I'm just going to go ham on these fights. Yeah, like this looks pretty sexy, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that does look nice. That does look pretty freaking awesome.
Thank you.
ちょっとなかなか
See, is there anything else? Is there anything else that we really need to look at? Let's see. There's a gameplay demo.
I only stand here today.
が進んでしまってスポイラーになるので、
Oh, yeah.
ワールドマップの紹介をしようかな。
Okay, yeah, we can't go any further. It's about 145 more yards to the next part, and we can't show you that, so we're going to stop here, and we're going to show you the world map.
ファイナルファンタジー16ですが、このようにワールドマ
Alright,
ッ
we'll
プ
watch
という
this.
ものが存在してます。
So, with Final Fantasy 16,
Daggum! Look at how
the
big that
areas,
is.
that you can explore.
で実際にプレイヤーの皆さんは物語を進めていくとこのワールドマップに、行けるエリアというのがどんどんアンロックされていきます。
And as you proceed through the story, you'll be unlocking more and more areas that you can visit.
で基本的には物語ストーリーを進めるためには新しくアンロックされた場所で、バトルをしたり物語の展開が起こったりするんですけど、もちろんそれに従わずに他のエリアに行ってアイテムを取ってきたり、モブを探したりそういったことも自由にプレイできるようになってます。
And again, of course, players can choose to, again, follow the main scenario along when you unlock new areas, or you can go back to the areas that you previously visited to have battles or search for items and just explore.
じゃあ実際どれぐらいでエリアチェンジするのか試してみようか。
All right, and now we're going to show you what it's like to actually travel to an area and how much loading time there is.
怖いな。
And here we go. 1,
2, 3, 4.
All right,
Okay.
here we are.
Okay, Square. All right.
まあダウンローディング
So yeah, we do have
出さなくていい
allies.
よっていう
I mean, it's not really
Right,
party
yeah,
members. It's more so
just
allies,
short
but
enough that we don't have to
I'll
put it
take what
now
I can
loading
get. I'll take what I can
on the
get.
screen.
まあではちょっとここで、その RPG 的な要素をちょっとだけご紹介するのにセーブデータ変えます。
All right, so next up, I want to show you a different type of area, an area that has a little bit more of our RPG elements in Final Fantasy 16. So we're going to have to switch our save data.
あ、1個忘れてた。
Oh, we forgot something.
今日はライブストリームも 2K の配信らしいので、今回はですねここにあるパフォーマンスモードと、グラフィックスモードありますので、2K のフレームレート優先のモードで、プレイをしております。
Okay, so as you can see here, we have two different game performance modes. One that focuses on graphics and 4K graphics, and one that focuses more on frame rate. Because our stream today is in 2K, we've decided to do the frame rate performance mode.
基本的にいつでも好みで変えていただけるので、グラフィックス最優先で遊びたいよという方はグラフィックス選んでいただいて、もうアクションゴリゴリに、行くんだという方はフレームレートで遊んでいただければと思います。
But as you can see here, this can be changed at any time during gameplay. You can go from back and forth between frame rate and graphics at any time you want. So match it up with your playstyle. If you're more into the action in that frame rate, choose that frame rate mode. If you just want the beautiful experience, feel free to go with the graphics.
では、
All right, so let's load.
Oh, I like that. I like that's cute.
なんだろうね。なんだろうね。別のデータ。
That's like old school Final Fantasy. I like that.
早いですよね。
That was it. Very quick.
Yes.
Holy
こ
crap!
ちらがです
Look
ね
at that.
青年期に訪れることになる
That is really
シドルファ
beautiful,
ス
dude.
が組織している組織のアジトになります。
All right, so next up we have an area that's called the Hideaway. And this is an area that's run by Sid, someone that Clive meets along his journey.
で大体ここが、皆さんのベースキャンプのようなものになるとイメージしていてください。
And this is kind of like a hub or a safe area where Clive can return in between his adventures.
例えばこのアジトには、こういったカローンのショップがあります。
So inside the Hideaway, Clive will find different facilities, such as this shop run by Lady Karen.
武器とか、
And here, Clive can buy weapons,
防具とかアクセサリーとか、
accessories,
もちろんポーションの補充なんかもね。
as well as
あります
the items like potions, the consumables.
で他にはトルガルが寝てる。
Oh, Torgal's sleeping. Aww.
Sleeping turtle.
こちらにはですね、腕利きの鍛冶屋ブラックソーンがいます。
And here we have the Hideaway's master blacksmith, Blackthorn.
このブラックソーンのところでは、クライブが手に入れてきた素材アイテムを使って新しい武器や防具を作ったり、今まで使っている武器や防具のアップグレードを行ったりすることができます。
Here, Clive can bring the materials that he's gathered on his journey to craft new gear or upgrade his existing gear.
他にもですね、このアジトだと、まあ、向こうにちょっとアイコン出ていますが、サイドクエストの発行、まあ、これ世界中に散らばってはいるんですけど、より多くのサイドクエスト、ここからも発行されてます。
As you can see there in the background with those exclamation points, those are side quests that start from the hideaway. Of course, there are also side quests that will start in other locations as well, but most of them start from here in the hideaway.
Oh, nice cloak. I want one.
All right.
I want one. そしてこちらのストーンもぜひ覚えておいてください。
All right, and next up we have this item that's called the Arete Stone.
アクセスするとですね、コンバットをトレーニングする、別時空のルームがあったり、
So within this virtual kind of world, we have special supplementary content such as battle training.
そしてこちら世界中の腕に覚えのあるプレイヤーとバトルのスコアを競い合うアーケードモードも用意されています。
We also have what's called an arcade mode, where players can compete for high scores and compare their scores with players from around the world on the leaderboard.
そして一度クリアしたストーリー、ステージを再度リプレイするっていったことも、こちらのストーンからできますので、ぜひ活用してですね、いろんなやり込みにチャレンジしていただければと思います。
And of course, we also have a stage replay. So any of the stages the players have played and completed, they can go back and replay them at any time. Wait, question? What's that? No.
Question. Secret.
Okay.
というわけで、まあ、このアジトを中心にですね、クライブいろんな活動をしていくんだよというのを覚えておいてください。
So again, this is that safe zone where Clive can go at any time in his journey. And so when you need a break for the main story, the hideaway is where the fun continues.
God, this game looks so beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to go to a different section of the area that we did the walkthrough before.
まずクライブの、現在のギアですが、このアクセサリー何も装備されてません。
Okay, so this is the gear equipped screen, and we see at those bottom three slots for accessories, we have nothing equipped in the accessory slots.
普通にクライブのこの召喚獣の切り替えというのは、こちらの
Hey, I see a chocobo.
Okay, so by pressing the L2 button, that cycles through the three icons that you have channeled.
じゃあ僕がすべてマニュアルでちょっと敵と戦ってみようかなと。
Okay, so first we're going to go through a battle, and this is all manual. We have none of the helpful accessories equipped.
Oh, here we go.
R1 ですね。
So you press R1 to evade.
Clive started some shit. He started some shit.
オートで戦います。
And then you have Jill and Torgal are fighting automatically. He's
今
dodging.
うまくかわし
So
ますね
we do have like allies.
And
It's
that
not
was a
really a
bad
party member system, but
Dodge.
again, I'll take what I can get. I'd rather have a party member system, but I'll take what I can get.
You're pretty good.
Thank you.
I mean, so far it looks like Final Fantasy 15, but if Final Fantasy 15 wasn't
And,
janky,
each enemy has a,
like Final
these larger
Fantasy
enemies have
15
what's
felt
called a
so
will gauge.
incomplete. It
When
felt
you get
so
the will down
janky when it
zero,
came to
they will be
combat.
staggered and fall
But this
again.
actually
And
looks
it's for free for all
smooth.
on the down enemy.
Looks pretty crisp, like what Final Fantasy 15 should have looked like.
Hey, では倒しましたね。
Hey, defeated. How much practice?
え
How much
？4
practice?
times？
4 times?
まあ今のが、何も、サポート
All right, and again, that was with none of the helpful timely accessories equipped. And so, again, I'm not as good as this as a lot of players are, but that's what it's like at the base difficulty.
ここでですね、ちょっとアクションゲーム苦手だという方におすすめのサポートアクセサリーご紹介します。
Again, we can understand that even that can be very overwhelming for players that aren't used to action type of games. And so now we want to equip the timely accessories.
今回ファイナルファンタジー16難易度を選択するといったような考え方ありません。このアクセサリーを使うことでアクションの自分の苦手なポイントを補ってくれる、これをつけることで誰でもアクションゲームを楽しめるというふうに作ってます。
So again, with Final Fantasy XVI, we don't have the traditional difficulty system where you choose like easy mode or normal mode or hard mode.
Really?
Difficulty is the same, and we change the difficulty, and each player can customize their own difficulty by equipping or unequipping these timely accessories to basically match their own skill level.
That's an interesting way to do it.
アクセサリーの中からオートアタックをまずつけます。
So first off, we're going to equip what's called the Ring of Timely Strikes, which automates the attacks.
さっきの僕のマニュアル操作とクライブがどれぐらい動き変わるか見ててください。
So we want you to see what it's, compare it to what you saw before. Before, it's fully manual, having to press all of the buttons and all of the combinations to do the attacks. This condenses it all down into the square button only, and we want you to see how that differs.
もう一つが、オートスローリング。
And the next up, we're going to equip what's called the Ring of Timely Focus.
こちらはですね、攻撃、クライブを相手から攻撃を受けそうになると、その数フレーム前からゲーム全体がスローになるので、ゆっくり回避を、しっかり自分でその手で選択することができるようになります。
And with this ring, what happens is when something is about to attack Clive, an incoming attack, right before it hits Clive, the game will slow down and prompt to press R1 to evade out of the way. So it basically slows down the action to allow for easier evasion.
ではさっきの相手より強そうな
All right, let's
ク
look
アー
for
ル
a
を
different animal. Let's find, before it was a Storm Panther, now let's find the stronger Curl.
見ててくださいね。
That's what those enemies are called. All right.
All right, so now we're going to do attack. We're going to dodge one of the attacks.
これ R1 を押すだけですね。
I mean, this is a very interesting way to do the difficulty, just having one mode but making it more
Just pressing
customizable.
R1 at the prompt.
That kind of seems a little bit like what they were doing with the pro codes and easy codes on Kingdom Hearts 3 when the
連
when the
続でも
DLC came.
And then like this as well, when there's
That's
multiple
kind of
attacks,
interesting, I'm not gonna lie.
each one will
四
stop.
角
And now
オートア
next
タッ
we're
ク
going to show the auto attack. And now he's only pressing square and he's able to do these combinations. Okay?
So you can really make it as hard or as difficult as you want it to be
You can play one hand. Cool.
as you progress throughout the game. That's an interesting way to do it.
だからここまでそのサポートしてもらうと本当片手でもこれぐらい遊べちゃいます。
And again, you know, the Ring of Timely Focus and the Ring of Timely Strikes condense the action down into something so simple that you can play with one hand.
もちろんだからこのオートスローだけをつけてアクションはね自分でやるっていうのも楽しみ方の一つなんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Again, another option, again, because these can be combined in any way you want. For example, if this is too easy, maybe only equip the Ring of Timely Focus that helps you with evasion, but then decide to do all of the action manually.
はい、倒せましたね。ありがとうございま
There you go.
す。まあもちろん今オートスローリングをつけてるので攻撃を受ける直前にスローになりますが、まあその回避自体をもう全部オートにしてしまうっていうアクセサリーも用意しているので、プレイヤーの皆さん一人一人がどんなスタイルでこのゲームを遊びたいか、そこをぜひチョイスしながら、自分で、楽しめる楽しみ方っていうのを見つけられるようになってます。
Again, in addition to these two that we've shown you already, there are many more of the timely accessories. There's even one, for example, if you know, slowing down time is still too much for some players. We have an accessory that will completely automate evasion, so you don't even have to press anything and you'll dodge out of the way automatically. So it's all about finding what's difficult for you, what's easy for you, and finding a combination that works.
まあぜひねストーリーを楽しみたいんだという方
That
は
makes the game far more accessible to everybody without holding back players that want a challenge.
例えばアクションに自信があ
So
る
that's
と
good.
いう方は全て外してですね、
It's all about finding that
さっき紹介
right
した
balance.
アーケードモードでスコアアタックをするときは当然サポートアクセサリーつけてない方がスコアが高くなるようになってます。
Again, so for those players that just want to focus on the story and just want to see the narrative and don't want to have to worry about action, there are a lot of accessories that will simplify a lot of stuff and make it easy for even new players. On the other hand, if there's those players,
Yeah,
out
because
there,
I got a
you know,
feeling this is
I'm
going to be a
great at
lot of
action
people's
games, I
first
wanna,
Final
you know,
Fantasy.
challenge
I got a
myself,
feeling a
take all
lot
the
of people are going to
accessories and
jump
play
into
it
the
on its hardest
series
mode.
with this game.
We also have other types of battle content that will challenge those players as well. For example, the arcade mode that we showed you before, where you, if you wear these accessories, you're going to get a lower score. So you're going to take those off and you know, play the game in the sense where you can, where it's just you, and get those high scores and get on the top of the leaderboard.
そして世界中でですね、ファイナルファンタジー16使ってストリーミングしようと思ってくださってる方もいると思います。ストリーマーの皆さんにですね、この今画面の左上にクライブが今どんなサポートアクセサリーつけてるか一目で表示されるようになってます。ですのでいちいち視聴者の皆さんにどういう装備で戦ってるか紹介しなくても、一目で分かるようになってます。
Again, you know, we know that with these timely accessories, one thing that might happen is that you're going to have streamers that are going to want to be streaming how good they are, and then be like, wait a minute, is this guy using, you know, the timely accessories to make everything easy? Well, for streamers, we have on screen, if you see at the top left hand, it will show you which accessories that you're equipping at that time. So
You
again,
can't get away with
streamers won't be able
it.
to
Nah, you can't get
and
away
they
with
won't
it.
have to
Everybody's
go
going to
in
know.
and show their
Everybody's going
audience,
to
you know,
know.
oh, I have this one off or have it on. You'll always be able to know right up there in the top left.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I guess, yeah, I think we're done showing battle. But the title of our, you know, panel is "Can you pet the Torgal?"
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can pet the.
Yeah, yeah,
No, no, no,
yes, yes.
not that Torgal. That Torgal. Can you pet the Torgal?
Sorry. Toga.
The Torgal. Aw.
Whoa! Hey! Don't kill the good boy! Assholes!
しょんぼりしちゃった。
Can you kill the Torgal? No. Pet.
Hey.
Pet.
Good
Yeah,
boy.
good boy.
All right, good boy.
Treats for Torgal.
There you go. That's what I'm
ごめんご
talking
めん、単
about.
純にボタン間違ってた。
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay.
はい。はい
So yes, you can pet the Torgal.
All right, is this just the same trailer again? Yes, it is. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. So that was pretty damn good. You know, again, what I would really like to see is a proper party member system. Obviously, you have Jill there. Jill's going to be an ally throughout some portion of the game. And I guess that's better than nothing. But, you know, I think when it comes to the mainline Final Fantasy titles, I do prefer like the classic party system where you can control the characters in some way. But, you know, I'll take what I can get. I'll take what I can get. I think that's really at this point, honestly, like the only thing that I look at and I'm just like, I feel like it's lacking something because Final Fantasy has always been based on having this band of characters go on this journey and, you know, they're all unlikely teammates and stuff. Like that's always been core to Final Fantasy. And I feel like we're going to get that to some extent because he's going to be allying with other characters such as Jill. So I think that's going to be there to some extent, but I don't think it's going to be as prevalent as previous games. That's kind of like my big criticism at this point. As far as like the gameplay looks good. Gameplay looks smooth. It looks like what I thought Final Fantasy 15 was going to be, but you know, it actually looks complete. It's not as janky looking. There's a lot of good stuff here. There's a lot of you know, the world looks fantastic. I mean, the graphics, the world, it looks freaking amazing. I see why people was hyping it up after this. It looks freaking amazing. I think this is going to be a lot of people's first Final Fantasy. I really do. I think a lot of people are going to jump into the series with this game. And I think overall this game is probably going to be a success. Just based on everything that I'm seeing, I think it's going to really be something special. Not this week, but the week after, first week of April, I plan on uploading a discussion video talking about why I think this game could be a game changer. I think you guys are kind of starting to see from what we got at PAX East why Final Fantasy 16 could definitely be a game changer for the franchise, for the series. But I'm going to do a more in-depth discussion on that coming up first week of April. I got a video planned for that week. So yeah, if you want to get a video like that early, I have a Patreon where you can donate. You can join the Patreon for $3 a month, and you can get certain videos early access, such as that Final Fantasy 16 discussion that's going to be coming out. You guys can see the information for the Patreon scrolling at the bottom of your screen. There's also information for a Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that good stuff if you're feeling extra generous. But by becoming a patron for $3 a month, you get early access to videos. Other than that, you can support the channel by, of course, liking the video, subscribing, sharing the content is a big one, definitely. Clicking the bell for notifications, and checking out all my other channels and social media down in the description box below. All right. So, like what I saw. I definitely liked what I saw. All right. Looking forward to more. But before this game comes out, I have got to get a PlayStation 5. I have got to get a PlayStation 5. This game is coming out this summer. I've got to get a PlayStation 5. All right. That being said, give me your thoughts on this. What do you guys think about this? Are you as impressed by the world of Final Fantasy 16 as I am? Let me know in the comments down below. All right. That being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is JeskerJames, and I am signing out.